For my author study, I chose to do Theodor Seuss Ghazal, otherwise known as Dr. Seuss. Theodor Seuss Ghazal was an American children's author, political cartoonist, poet, animator, and filmmaker. He's best known for writing and illustrating over 60 children's books. He wrote these books under the pen name of Dr. Seuss, some of them being the most popular children's books of all time. By the time of his death, he had sold over 600 million copies and had been translated into 20 different languages. He adapted the pen name Dr. Seuss while studying as an undergraduate in college at Dartmouth. He began his career in 1927 as a cartoonist and an illustrator for Vanity Fair. He also worked as an illustrator for other magazines and newspapers, also being a political cartoonist for PM, a New York newspaper. During this time, he wrote his first children's book, And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street, in 1937. Theodore took a brief hiatus from writing and worked in the animation and film industry. After the war, he began writing children's literature, again with favorites like Horton Hears a Who in 1955, The Cat in the Hat in 1957, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, also in 1957. These are just to name a few. In 1958, he won the Lewis Carroll Shelf Award for Horton Hatches an Egg, and then again in 1961 for And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street. Interesting fact, he wrote the book And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street because Mulberry Street was a street he lived on when he was younger. His birthday, March 2nd, has been adopted as National Read Across America Day. And most Dr. Seuss books have a moral to teach students. Some of these moral lessons include being a thinker of great things, be your best you, and be careful what you wish for. These are just a few of the morals that can be found within his literature. Almost every book has some moral to be learned. There are those that feel that some of his books have a political meaning as well, and this could be due to his work as a political cartoonist or his work during the war. My first activity is an art and English language art activity. The students will be given newspaper, tissue paper, paper plates, glue, and construction paper. They'll glue the tissue paper to the paper plate, and then they'll glue construction paper that's cut into strips and to a square to create a hot air balloon. And on their bottom of their hot air balloon, they will write their hopes for what they will become in the future. This is based on his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. The second activity is a science activity, the egg drop. This is based from Horton Hatches an Egg. The students will be broken into small groups. Each group will be given an egg, and groups will work together to create a nest that will protect their egg when the egg is dropped from different heights. Once they've come up with a nest that they feel will protect their egg, the groups will present their nest to the class and explain why they feel it will protect their egg. As a class, each group will take turns dropping their eggs in the nest from different heights, and each student will individually journal the entire process. So after small groups, they'll journal what their group did and how they came up with their nest, and then they will journal how their egg and their nest did when being dropped. I also added some simple literacy ideas that go along with some of his books. The Truffula tree word families, where the students can work in small groups to create their Truffula tree word families, and Dr. Seuss's word games. It's a sight word game that can be set up as a learning center. And these are my references and the websites that I used when creating my activities. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my author study.